Um, as I said, in this book, I've interviewed many many therapists, Muslim therapists, Islamic therapists, sleep practitioners, psychologists, psychotherapists, even Iraqis. And this experience enabled me to say that today that I really know what it takes to work with Muslim psyche, but also I know, and now you know, if you have this book, what it takes to be a good Islamic therapist. And those two are not the same. Muslim therapists or Islamic therapists, they're not the same. And today I'm going to explain you why. Unfortunately, we're not in the great position in Islamic psychology world yet, globally, meaning we are not established as an association, respected enough in academics, globally speaking. We do have some specialist organizations in Malaysia, developed by late Dr. Malik. In Canada, we have a new organization called ICSAN, but also we have quite a few in the United Kingdom. And because I had been trained in the United Kingdom, I'm going to tell you a little bit more. I'm going to guide you through a pathway which I and other counselors, Islamic counselors to be, had to go through, inshallah. So you have a better choice. So you end up being more informed than we ever been. Now, unfortunately, it's not as easy as enrolling on one course and ending up a year or maybe 2 years down the line, feeling strong and having certificate, but also skills and knowledge in helping people. It takes many years, I would say 5 to begin with. And the pathways are different. You can study half part-time in colleges, but you can also study in university. The main thing for all of you to remember, the main thing for all of you newbies in Islamic world to remember is the membership. So if you want to be Islamic counselor or psychotherapist or psychologist, you really want to choose an organization which trains you and which is accredited. So any university and any, I would say, college, they need to be accredited by any of those bodies. And probably the most popular is the British Association of Counselling and Psychotherapy, and that is their website. And secondly, National Counselling Society. I am not sponsored by any of those, so I'm not going to maybe talk much about them here for you, but if you scroll down their websites, you will understand that they also have recommended training bodies, and they also have recommended accredited members. So have a look at that. And if you following or considering following the pathway of psychology, then the British Psychology Society is something to look at as well. So there's obviously many more accrediting bodies, but if you're looking at becoming counselor, psychotherapist, or psychologist, these are the accrediting bodies that you can rely on. And now, for those of you who wanted to hear a little bit about coaching, unfortunately, that is not a video that's going to satisfy you. The coaching and counseling and psychotherapy are a bit different. Although we have many more Islamic or Muslim coaches right now, and I think that calls for attention, and that requires probably another video guiding you through it. However, today I also wanted you to visit CPCAB, as in not a accrediting body, but a training body. They have absolutely fantastic courses, beautifully designed. There's another organization, maybe two that comes to mind, that do the same thing. However, CPCAB are the most popular, the most established, and the most assured. I have graduated with their courses, but I also know about ABC approach, as well as of others. So these are the two approaches I want you to think of when you're choosing your training body: accreditation, but also curriculum, like in this example, CPCAB. And then I want you to realize that it's not going to be as quick as 1 month, 3 months, 1 year. unfortunately, that is not the case. To become a counselor, you need to change. You need to transform within yourself and your relationship before you give back. So that requires placements, that requires hours and hours of studying, passing exams, hours and hours sitting on your placement with clients, but also on your placement with supervisor, as well as your personal therapy. So just to give you a rough idea, it's probably around from 30 to 60 hours per qualification. So there are different levels, level from 1 to 5 to 6 even, of a counseling journey. And we can talk about probably 3 to 4, even to 5 years, or if you want to consider a master's in counseling and psychotherapy in academic meaning of that word and experience. It takes a lot of you, including finances. And just to go back to what I said before, unfortunately, we don't have any accreditation which is standing up and say we know, and we are giving you assurance, just like those accredited bodies which I just showed you, and we can certificate you with Islamic counseling or psychotherapy and take you from point 0 to hero. We don't have those organizations. However, we do have organizations who are affiliated with training companies and who are accredited by BACP or NSC and NCS, sorry, who are providing Islamic counseling and Islamic psychotherapy training. We don't have accrediting body, but we do have, if you like, courses which can take you through those hoops in probably college and in their placements. One of those organizations which needs to be mentioned is Latif Project. They have years and years and years of experience, expertise in training in field of training into Islamic counseling and psychotherapy world from perspective of Quran and Sunnah and Sufi approach. We also have Sakun, which similar to Latif Project training from 0 to level 5. We also have Ihsan, who are perhaps not just like Sakun or Latif Project accredited by CPCAB, but they do give CPD. So CPD is another thing that I want you to consider. You can start from 0 to hero with organizations like those, or you can consider CPDs. CPDs. And what CPD stands for is continuous personal development. So for instance, I had been trained by Latif Project, but I also attended mainstream counseling training recognized by CPCAB. And then I was not only relying on what I learned from Latif Project, but also done CPD with Ihsan, as well as another organization, Al-Bala. Those organizations, Al-Bala, are mainly based online. So they're very approachable in terms of sitting and acquiring this knowledge from the comfort of your own house. But at CPD, it's not going to give you placement experience or supervisory experience, or they're not going to have, they're not going to require from you personal therapy, just like it is with organizations accredited by CPCAB like Sakun or Latif. They will require from you full-on training. So this is just something that is going to give you an insight into what Islamic psychology and what Islamic counseling or psychotherapy is, where it all begin with, and they have different levels, not accredited. Okay, same thing with Cambridge Muslim College. They have absolutely fantastic speakers, and their school is probably just like with Latif Project, Sufi based. There's plenty teachings of Al-Ghazali. If you are interested in that approach, you'll be absolutely satisfied. They have great speakers, great teachers, PhD lecturers, and they do face-to-face, but also online courses. Islamic approach to counseling and psychotherapy as CPD by Cambridge, Al-Bala and Ihsan organization is something that I really recommend. purely because they are sound. Those information are sound, and they have great teachers, like in Al-Bala Academy, a person who joined quite recently is a great name, a great researcher, a great thinker, Dr. Rasul Hussein. But we also have Professor Rajid Skinner, who himself invented Iksan. So you can see how this world is small, how everyone know each other, and how everyone tries to do their best. Similarly to myself, I'm trying to do my best. Not only have I put my research into this book, but I've also created CPD experience for counselors, psychotherapists, coaches as well. And you can find out about this from my website. You can also contact me and book a free consultation if you want to explore how my teaching is suitable to your needs. So if you will go to my website, agstherapy.com, you will see coaching page, and if you approach there, you will read a little bit more about Islamically inspired therapeutics. This course is divided into two options. One option is about professional development. So this is something like I already explained you, accredited by my organizations, not by other counseling organizations. It goes into depth of Islamic healing psychology, the model of the selfhood, the model of multiple intelligences, the approaches to nasiha, as well as explaining what Islamic therapy is and how to implement it in your practice. This course is online. You approach this course at any time for 12 months. You have a chance to pass your assignments, have them checked by me and my team, and end up with hopefully certificate in Islamic counseling and coaching. But also you can top it up with a personal growth approach to this course, where it's a little bit more holistic, where we have a coaching course on a weekly basis, and we have a community chat on Facebook, private group, where you can not only end up with certificate, but also with that another requirement, which I've mentioned at the beginning of my video, and that requirement talks about you growing and developing yourself and having your personal therapy. But in my course, we have group therapy. Now, with that being said, I hope it makes sense that it's not easy peasy. It's not a case of you thinking that tomorrow I'm going to be a therapist. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of time in transforming you from where you are today into becoming of service, professional service for khair. And by khair, I mean for the eternal welfare of every client that comes your way. And those organizations and accredited bodies, all those CPD options are there for you to choose from, sometimes literally from the comfort of your own home. I hope that's helpful. I hope that's useful. If you are a client and you are considering Islamic counseling or Islamic psychology therapy for yourself, you know which questions to ask your therapist of choice. You are in full right to check if they are accredited, and you are in full right to know where is it that they had been trained. Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh for now.